What's going on, Internet? Welcome back to the Hold That Thought podcast, where we do the exact opposite. This is a very special episode. As you can see, my whole family is here.
Entire family.
Apparently. So we're going to do a special little guest episode. Okay, he's going to my lap. And this is my wife, Gina, and we're going to just talk about, I don't know, stuff. So if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share. And if you're listening to it on Apple Podcasts, make sure you rate it 5 stars. It helps us move the algorithm. Can you get off my arm, sir? Thank you. This is Jorah the cat. And
this is my baby.
Yeah. So, with all that out of the way, make sure you follow me on all the socials as well. All that jazz. Everything's up above my head. So first up, we're going to talk about my beautiful wife and everything that we've been going through with just our whole relationship. So we're going to start off with how we met. You tell the story better than I do. So
we met online on an app. Mm-hmm. I was looking for a friend in the area. Mm-hmm. He did not listen to that at all. So we started talking, and he kept asking me, let's go to the movies. You want to hang out? Let's go do something. And I kept saying, I don't feel good. Yeah. Maybe later.
She's put me on the back burner, bro.
I felt so bad.
Yeah, she's put me on the back burner for a while, and I was just like, okay. Like, it's crazy that, like, the day she really was like, okay, come over, that was, like, the day after. I was like, okay, I'm going to give up. I've tried so long to try to meet her, and I was just like, I was going to give up. But this is the moral of the story. Never give up, guys, in the friend zone. Never give up, because that's where I was for, like, a few weeks.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But ever since that, we moved in together. I moved into her place at first, and we're going to go out of order here. So, let's talk about that situation first. So we were both, like, single. Obviously, we met each other. We were both single, and we both got out of long-term relationships. Mine was, both of ours were really just through college. Mm-hmm. And then after, I guess we both got done. Well, I was just still in college when I broke up with my ex, and you were out of college?
I was out for probably almost a year, and we had been living together for about 8 months.
Yeah, so the awkward thing with me is that when I met Gina, I was still living with my ex-girlfriend.
So weird.
Yeah, it was very weird. And, like, I was only still staying with her because we still had the lease. It was both in our names, and I just couldn't just up and leave. So I could have, and I did eventually. But, yeah, that was an interesting situation. Did you think that was a red flag?
Kind of. I did, but at the same time, I was like, you don't really have another option. Me and my ex lived together for about 2 months when we first broke up, and so I knew how awkward it was. But I also think that's part of the reason why we moved in together so quickly.
Yes, yeah.
Because it was rather fast when I look back on it, but it was obviously meant to be.
And people like to judge people for, like, moving in too fast. Like, I think, like, after our first meeting and our first time, like, getting to know each other, we just knew that this was going to be, like, something long-term.
Yeah, for
and that goes into our next segue of, like, lessons that we learned from our ex. Because I feel like with mine, I learned everything I wanted in a relationship and everything I didn't want in a relationship. And she was the opposite of my ex. So I was like, got my ticket.
Done.
I'm in there. So what are some lessons that you learned from your ex?
One of my big lessons, I think, is to not stay in a relationship that you don't see it going anywhere. Mm-hmm. Because I tried and I kept trying. We broke up 4 or 5 different times in the 5 years we were together, but I wanted to give it another shot, and I knew it wasn't going anywhere. Mm-hmm. That was my big one.
Yeah. And this whole episode is not just to talk shit about our ex, even though we could do that all day if we wanted to. But, like, I feel the same because I was stuck with my ex. Just stuck with her in a bad situation. Like, she wasn't growing or getting anywhere with her life, and it was just really, I was just like, okay, what am I doing with my life here? What am I doing with my time? And that was really the main reason I just decided to move on. It was just 4 years of, like, no progress. It was just like, okay. And I was just like, it sounds bad when you just blurt it out there like that, but if you've lived in our situations, you know what the fuck we're talking about. Like, it's not just some random stuff that we just, like, up and left our exes. There's a reason. Yeah. They're your exes for a reason. Know that.
Not everyone is meant for everyone.
Yes.
For sure.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree with that. But anyway, on to more stuff that we've been doing. We moved in together, like I said. We got engaged at Disney World. I may or may not input video from that. We'll determine that later. Got married in 2019. It was a year-long engagement. We got engaged the day after my birthday. Yeah.
Yeah. No, the day before. Day before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got engaged the day before, which is in April, and then we got married in April the next year. So it was a year-long engagement. A lot of stress went into making that wedding. It was all her. So our wedding was great. It was one of the best nights of our life, honestly. Went on a honeymoon, and then we bought a house last year.
Yeah.
Almost in COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was in the start of COVID because I remember we couldn't do like a real walkthrough with our realtor because they were like social distancing.
Oh, it was such an awkward experience.
It was so weird.
Our first home buying experience, and we had to do it in COVID.
Yeah. And our lawyer, when we were buying our house, wasn't even there. She was on FaceTime.
Yeah.
Which was strange.
Oh, God, I hated that day.
Yeah, that was awful.
That was such a miserable day.
Susan was terrible.
Oh, my God. She was a mess. But, yeah. What did you think of me when you first met me?
I thought you were cute. I did. You're going to hate me for this. I thought you had a weird-shaped head. It did. I agree. You do, but it's a cute weird-shaped head.
Even with my afro?
Yes.
Damn. Oh. I think my afro is my go-to move.
It does. It hides it well. It's just
it hides it well.
Let me tell
That's why I wear hats
you a
all the
story.
time.
No, your head is cute. So I remember I was talking to you about this girl at work. And we were talking about it. I was like, I met this cute guy. You know, he's really nice. I really like him. And then I showed her a picture. And I was like, he does kind of have a little weird-shaped head. And she goes, girl, it's okay. My husband got a weird-shaped head, and he's perfect. I remember that still to this day.
Yeah.
So it works out. Find you a guy with a slightly odd head.
Yep.
It's good.
Because our brain ain't already there, so we'll be loyal and nice. So
That's right.
There you go. And that kind of breaks into my secret as why I always wear hats until I have like an afro, which I'm growing.
It's not that weird.
Yeah. Anywho, well, I thought you were beautiful, and I didn't have a negative head comment for you, so I thought you looked great, and that's that ass. So. Yeah. Let's hop into the main real topic of the day. I think we have two main topics really. Dating outside of your race. And I have a few questions here. Have you always dated outside of your race?
I have not actually. I have dated probably four white guys. Asian. I was interested in a Hispanic man. I don't think he was interested in me though. And then 3 black guys. So I've actually dated more white guys than black guys.
Yeah. And do you feel like you get judged off of being with a black guy? Do people just assume you only date black guys
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't think, and I hate that this is even a thing, that like you can stereotype some white girls. You're like, you only mess with black dudes. And I hate that that's a thing. I don't think I look like that necessarily,
Yeah.
I hope. But I feel like some people just seeing me with anybody that's not ghostly pale like I am just kind of assumes that.
Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. And for me, I haven't always dated outside my race. My first few girlfriends, I can't think of an accurate number right now of how many black girls I dated, but in high school, it wasn't like by choice. It was just like, I don't think any other race was interested in me at that time. That sounds bad to say, but I don't think they were, or I was just too scared to step outside of my comfort zone, maybe. Yeah. And yeah, for a long time, I had only dated girls of my race. And then when I got to college, that's when I was like, man, fuck this shit, bro. Like, man, fuck this. I just want to like venture out and be not that being different in that way makes you better or anything. It's just like I just wanted to, I don't know, experience different things, Yeah. Like, there's nothing wrong with dating inside your race, but there's also nothing wrong with dating outside of your race. For all people have different vibes that they attract to. So, yeah, I haven't always dated outside my race. I had dated a Hispanic girl for a while in high school, and I don't know. I've dated a few different races, just never like Asian or anything. But that's just out of lack of options for me, because there weren't that many around here, honestly. So yeah, that's something that I haven't always done. But it's just like when you do it. I've only dated 2 white girls, but everybody around me seems to think I only date white girls, and I've only dated 2 in my life. So that's so crazy that you just get that stigma attached to you when you're dating or engaged. Well, obviously, if you're engaged, you probably don't. I don't know, but it's so crazy that comes with such a price tag that. I don't know. People look at you different just because you date outside your race. Yeah. Still in 2021, that still happens, and it's
a shame.
Yeah, and I talked about this on the last. Was that like my second episode? I did interracial relationships, and
I think so.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna retread all that stuff that we gone through in our relationships unless you have some extra experiences you've had with being judged with your interracial partner in like public or anything.
Nothing really out of the normal. I do have one small little, it's kind of a funny story. So when I brought home my first black guy I was dating, it was my mom, my stepdad, and his parents, so older people. And his dad's always been kind of odd. He kind of motioned me over, and he's sitting down at the table. He wanted some more tea is what I thought. And so he motioned, he's like, come here. And I was like, okay, what? Come here. And he grabs me down and whispers in my ear, and he goes, you know he's black, right? And I said, yeah. Didn't realize it.
Thanks.
Thanks. Appreciate you for pointing that out.
I did not realize that.
So that just, like, it really opened my eyes to that some people, that's all they see. They don't realize that they're people. Yeah. You know? So.
It's so crazy that this is an issue. Like, it's actually something that, like, issues like that are something that we deal with all the time. I say with my ex, this is really goes into our next segment too. Is like current war on really interracial couples, and if we have family issues with them. I can say that I personally haven't had issues with my family of dating someone outside my race, but like I don't know, and maybe they do have issue with it. I just don't know. I don't want to put that on them. They've never said anything to me. They never treated her differently, so I don't know when it comes to that. But I have had a lot of instances where I just felt the racism coming out, just like, what are you doing with my white woman? Like, come on, like, it happens so much. But family issues, not really. I think a lot of my coworkers are surprised when they see my wife. They're just like, what? Like, I'll be one of the only people working in my workplace, only black people working in my workplace, and they just don't assume that I would date someone outside of my race. So that's just an assumption thing. Anything with you at work?
At work, no, I do. I've had a couple people come up to me, and they, I think, assume, they're like, is your husband black? And I'm like, yes, he is. Or they don't realize it, and I show a picture from our wedding, or I love showing our engagement video, too, and they are surprised, and I'm like, well, I don't know why y'all are surprised. I mean, whatever. But as far as family issues go, my family has never had a problem with it, that I know of, at least, either, and they love him, and I love his family, but with my ex, I just got vibes that they were not a fan of me. I treated everybody with respect, you know. When we were together, I loved him, but but he would tell me that, like, his dad would just be like, when you gonna bring a black girl home? You know, his sister she was so nasty. So there were issues there that I don't know why. I don't know if it was because of my skin color, they just didn't like me, but it is what it is.
For some reason, I was about to pull out our debit card and show them our debit card. I was like, that's probably not a good idea.
This is cute. My debit card doesn't have the numbers on the front. Oh,
yeah.
I should have brought that one.
Yeah, that's the thing that throws off a lot of people, too, when they see our debit cards, because we have pictures of our wedding pictures on there, and they're just like, oh, this is really cute. I just think it catches them off guard a lot. But you bring that up does remind me of an issue I had with my ex's family, too. They had this uncle that was super racist. Like, I didn't even have to ask. I just looked at him. I was like, yeah, you probably say the hard ER a lot. Like, a lot, bro. And it got confirmed to me, like, when we were together. Like, he was like, one time when you left, he had, like, came up to me. He's like, why is she still dating that N-word? I was like, what? And, yeah, I was not happy with him, like, the rest of our relationship. Yeah. And, you know, it's interesting that some people, I've heard this question asked before, like, if their family's racist, can you still date them? And I think, yeah, you're not marrying them.
Right.
Like, that's what I think about that situation. Like, oh, if their family's racist, I can't even tolerate them, or whatever. I was like,
I feel like if they want you to be around their family 24/7, that would be difficult.
Yeah, that would be an issue.
But if they're willing to separate themselves and really it'd be just you two, then I think that would be all right.
Yeah, because you're not fucking that family.
Right.
You're not going home to that family every night. You're going home with that person. So if you can't look past the ignorance in their family that she can't control or he can't control, so what does that have to do with y'all?
Exactly.
Like, what
be
is
happy.
that? Right. Exactly. I put in friends. I don't think our friends have any issues with us. Do you?
Not now. When in high school, I was like graduating high school when I was first in an interracial relationship, and I lost quite a few friends because of it. Honestly, I mostly lost like guy friends, and one of them actually told me he was disgusted, and I was like, I don't want to be friends with you anymore. Anyways, then.
Damn.
But.
Sound like one of them yeehaw boys if you out the Sonic with the truck.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, that's probably what it was.
So, no harm on my end.
Yeah. I can't think of any friends that would have an issue with it, to be honest. I feel like people do look at you different, though.
Yeah.
But they won't say it, but they won't mention that they have an issue with you, but I feel like you can just feel their vibes change when they find it out. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
I lost a good friend. She's actually mixed and married a white guy, but I lost her over him because he was really racist, and I don't understand how you can be racist and marry a mixed woman. But he said he doesn't like black people. He doesn't like people that have had sex with black people. And I said, sir, your wife is mixed. She is half black. I guess that doesn't matter to him.
It's like, I don't know. I like this one. This one's okay.
You can't logic with stupid.
The rest of them I don't know about. But this one is okay. I'll tell you that much. But, all right, moving on to the next. Why do you think people have issues with interracial couples?
I think it's... Some people it's traditional,
Yeah.
This is what they grew up. They grew up... segregation and separate but equal, whatever. Some of it I don't want to say is jealousy, but I think it comes across that way. I don't know why it would. I don't just because I'm with you doesn't mean there's not another dude out there for somebody else. And it's like sometimes the people, they get so upset, but they weren't even interested in this person that I'm interested in,
you know? And
that part doesn't make sense.
The biggest thing, you hit the nail on the head really with that. Like, I think I really wanted to put that on my notes, but I didn't. But to me, the Michael B. Jordan thing was the whole glimpse of all that taking place. Like, when Michael B. Jordan was young, he said this in multiple interviews. Like, when he was young, black girls were not interested in him. He was a weeb, he was a nerd, and people were not interested in him. But now he's famous and sexy and all that shit. And now everybody wants him. But when he was dating a white girl, everybody was so mad that he was dating a white girl. Yeah. But now that he's with Lori Harvey, I think he's with. I think that's her name. Everybody's so in love and so happy with his relationship. But when he was just with any white girl, it's like, burn him. Wakanda forever my ass. But, like, that's how it was when I felt so bad for Michael B. Jordan. People just hated him just because he was dating someone outside his race. And I was just like, Jesus, that's so crazy that all that hate just went away when he started dating a black girl.
Right.
All that hate. Just, everybody loves him now. So... why I don't know why there is such an issue with it. I feel like much older people do have more of an issue with it, I'd say. But I see it rearing its ugly head like with our newer generations too. I'll be scrolling on Twitter, it's just random interracial couple hate. Like, if he was with a white girl, he wouldn't be having this problem, or with a black girl, he wouldn't be having this problem. Like, random shit like that, I'll just scroll through on Twitter or something.
It's like, I feel like now, people they almost want the own races to stick together, like, just because they're like, well, we need to preserve this, whatever it may be, tradition, skin color, anything like that. I want people to all look like the same melting pot. That'd be great. That would be awesome. I feel like that's what it's eventually going to look like, but that'd be great. But I also understand people wanting to preserve their heritage and bloodline and all that stuff, but like, this is America, is the melting pot where we all supposed to accept each other and be okay with people's differences. But like, it just seems that we're reverting and going back to segregation. That's what it all seems like. It's like, you stay away from white people. You can't date them, look at them, smell them. You can't do anything. Be friends with them. Like, Jesus Christ. And it's so sad that we're going down that road right now. But hey, It's really sad.
That doesn't affect a damn thing in our household, so...
Not a thing.
Yeah. I'm going to skip something real quick and hop into this because it relates to what we're talking about.
Okay.
Mixed children. Do you think they should claim their blackness or whiteness?
Both.
Yes.
I think they are both. They have culture from each side. They have something... Like, our kids are going to have something that I bring in and something that you bring in. And I think they should be proud of each side.
Yeah. And this,
I don't think they should have to pick.
Yeah. This stems from some shit I saw on Twitter, too. Like, I just saw some people just talking about how this mixed child really just can't claim their blackness and that they shouldn't put on, like, a test or something that they are black. I forgot what the exact thing I was looking at was.
Like SAT or something?
Yeah, it was something like that, and they shouldn't say that they're black on it. And I was just
stupid.
like... If I have a child and that person is wanting to proclaim that they are black, they can because I am black, bro.
Exactly.
Like, what the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with us right now, bro? Like, this shouldn't even be something that I'm talking about. It shouldn't even be an issue. But I've seen this narrative pushed around so much that mixed people, just because they're mixed, can't claim one side of their heritage. It's just...
Like, do they all mix out and not exist? Do they not matter? What do they put?
That's why I think I bring up the J. Cole issue. Can J. Cole not say he's black?
Right.
I mean, what the fuck?
Because when people say that, I really wonder what they actually want mixed kids to put. Because there are black people that say they can't claim that they're black because they're not black enough. There are white people that can't say that they can't claim that they're white because they're too dark. So what are they supposed to be? They just don't have an identity? That's not fair.
You know what's interesting is, like, Childish Gambino on his songs, he's like first white rapper to say the N-word. And he's like one of the whitest kids I've ever seen. But he's fully black because both his parents are black. But if a mixed person were to do that, and they just face all types of criticism, just like Logic.
Yeah.
Like, he faces all type of criticism.
Just because he looks a little too white.
Yeah. Yeah. And, yeah.
The fact that we go off how people look is kind of ridiculous as well.
Sad. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sad. Your experience with dating outside of your race, what differences have you noticed? Like, since you've dated white people before, like, I can tell the difference is probably so monumental because, like, I've introduced you to movies that are so black, you're just like, what is happening?
Let me tell you, I never saw the Friday movies until... oh gosh, how old was I? I was probably 21. That's a little embarrassing to admit. But I love them now. And there's so many references that I get that, listen, I was raised very, very sheltered. Like, not just, like, white, but sheltered. So there are, like, cultural things that I didn't even get, like, just as that. Yeah. I didn't listen to anything but country music till I was in 7th grade. So...
And now she can out-rap me in some rap songs.
It's true.
Like, it's so crazy. I think one of the best things in this relationship is, like, showing you some black culture that you've never even fucking seen or heard of. That's so fun to do because she doesn't know my culture. So, like, well, she knows some of it, but she doesn't know, like, a lot of it. So it's fun to teach her and show her new things with what I've grown up with and things that I'm nostalgic for.
My favorite thing to do is have him guess this country song singer.
Yeah.
And I was so proud last night because he got one right.
It was Blake Shelton.
It was Blake Shelton.
Yeah. I know like 3 of them, and I just
I
just keep rotating them around. Every time she asks me a question, who's this country singer? I was like, Blake Shelton, Tim McGraw.
And now you're going to guess it.
I now guess Tim McGraw because he's now in there. But, yeah, I think that's one of the best things about this relationship, showing her different movies, TV shows. I think one of our favorite movies that we've never watched together is Juwanna Mann.
Oh my god, like, I love that movie.
It's a black phenomenon, but she's seen it before, and I think it's hilarious. We figured out we both seen it.
Me and my brother watched that together.
Juwanna Mann. All right, so that's it for dating outside your race and interracial relationship talks. But last thing we're gonna talk about today is Valentine's Day. Since it just passed, I figured it'd be something good to talk about. How were your single Valentine's days? Like, if you can remember back to your last single Valentine's Day, which I can't because my last single one was, like, in high school, like, probably 2012, 2011. That was probably my last one I was single. I've been in, like, 2 long-ass relationships, so...
My last one was right before we met. And I only remember this because of Time Hop yesterday. But I had it wasn't a Galentine's party. It was a Ain't Valentine's party. And so we all just dressed up in red and we went to 5 Points because it was 4 years ago.
5 Points is a bar district down here.
I just lost my train of thought.
It's okay. It's okay.
Anyway, so we went down there. We just drank and had fun. Just a big group of us. And then we snuck into my hot tub that was at my apartment complex afterwards. And just had a lot of fun. And so that was nice. And before that, I don't really remember anything.
Yeah, I've just had some like single ones where just nothing happened that day, and I know a lot of people are still going through that. Like I'll see a lot of people on social media post that, oh, I ain't got no Valentine's Day this year.
Cook yourself some dinner, buy yourself some roses, you'll be all right.
Yeah, go on Amazon, find yourself a nice toy. So there's so many things you can do that make yourself not lonely. Exactly. Like Tinder's a thing. Like swipe right on that night and be safe.
Swipe right on that
be
night.
Safe. I've never had like a hookup just in case. I'm a guy, so that doesn't happen to guys. But have you ever had people just locked and loaded on Valentine's Day in case you couldn't get your date off?
I don't think so. Because, I mean, probably. But not that I can really remember. Because the only time probably would have been, before you. And before that, I was in a 5-year relationship. And before that, I was in high school and I was a good girl. So.
Yeah. Oh, it's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those people that doesn't care about Valentine's Day, though. I think it's a nice holiday, but I do understand when mostly women say that it should be celebrated like on every day, like every days throughout the year, not every day.
Yeah, you don't need to go all out every day. Yeah. But like little things to show your love, like, oh, I was at the store. This is cute. I like this. I thought of you.
Yeah.
And
as a husband, that's something I'm trying to get better at myself, is just showing her more love on days that aren't just like our normal celebration days.
At the same time, I love Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Give me some flowers or a chocolate bouquet like he got me yesterday.
Since you're talking about so much spending, how much should a person spend on Valentine's Day? I put this on here because you showed me a video of one of your friends getting a bunch of shit for Valentine's Day. Like Christmas
spoiled
level,
man.
Like an Avengers level Christmas trip.
Like, so are we talking about just gifts or like gifts and dinner and things?
I'd say just gifts, because I've seen more gifts. Like whatever you spend on a date night out, that's fine. I really don't care about that. But like when you go to gifts and you're getting shit that you probably should be getting on Christmas, I think that's a little bit much.
Yeah, I agree. I think it depends on the things. Like I did spend a little bit more on you this year because those pop holders were more expensive than they should have been.
Those in the background right now. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, I would think max, I would say 200, but honestly, I wouldn't expect that much. Like I would think like 150 to 100, like. But you also need to talk about a budget. Yeah. Because if someone like, I mean, we're doing pretty decently for us. So but if we weren't, and I was only able to spend $20, but you're like, I got $80. I wouldn't. I don't know. I don't feel like that would be.
I feel like when it comes to married couples, it's a bit different too. Yeah. Because like our money's together, so. My money is my money. His money's my money. No, exactly. I'm just kidding. I mean,
it's
true. That's true.
Our money is our money.
Yeah. So. I forgot what I was about to say. No, like that's what I want to talk about at a later time too, about couples not wanting to have joint bank accounts. That blows my mind. Because they exist and they're all out there.
It's so true. I don't know how we would get by.
I don't know either.
It would be a struggle.
It's so complicated to not have a joint bank account and like share your money. When it comes to paying bills, you got to transfer her your money every month, and it's just so stupid.
I like how you said transfer her, because I set up all the bills. Where most relationships it's opposite.
What?
I set up all the bill payments.
Yeah, you do.
Where most relationships I feel like it's opposite.
No, you're the accountant in this relationship. Like, you really are. You take care of all the bills. I'm just like,
I made him a PowerPoint with all of our bill information, so if something ever happens to me, he can pay them.
I know how to pay like 3 of the bills, and she knows how to pay the rest of them. But I have a PowerPoint, and I will use it.
He does.
Because there's so many damn passwords. You got to pay so many different people.
It's ridiculous. Some things don't accept auto pay.
Yeah, I appreciate you so much for doing that, because this would be such a headache for me. Like, I think I pay my Spotify and the Hulu. That's about it. That's about it.
But if we didn't have a joint bank account, it would be so much more difficult.
But yeah, I think for married, yeah, it was. I think back for married couples, it really doesn't matter too much. I'm talking about people who are just like in a relationship and no major titles are labeled yet.
Yeah.
Like if y'all have been dating for like a year and y'all dropping like $500 on people for Valentine's Day, that's ridiculous. Yeah. You need to stop. Like get some help. Like, you might be in love with this person, but Jesus Christ, you got excessive. Bills. Right.
Right. I think, traditional flowers and chocolate, I know that is so cliche. Yeah. But it's awesome. I mean,
and something on the side to show you that you actually care, but like...
And then, like, maybe, like, a small gift that's like, okay, I know your personality, and this made me think of you, but you really don't need to spend that much money to show somebody you care about them.
I saw a video where this girl gave him, like, 5 pairs of shoes, a PlayStation 5, an Oculus headset... And I was like, that's at least like $1,500
easily.
That's at least $1,500 like that's for crazy. Buying all that shit. But
my brother was nervous because he got a hotel night for his new girlfriend, and it had brunch the next day, and he got her flowers, and there was something else included in it, but it was like a decent little package. So he didn't get her like an actual physical gift, and he was asking me. He said, "Do you think that's enough? Do you think she's gonna feel like that I didn't get her something?" I was like, no, that's a gift in and of itself. Yeah. And he asked her just in case because he was so nervous that he was like, how much did she spend on me? I don't know how much she spent on you, but what if I didn't spend enough? Dude, it is okay. And then when he asked her, she was like, yeah, I didn't expect anything on top of that. That's a good woman.
Yeah, I agree. I'll on to the next topic. Like, what do you like to get for Valentine's Day? Since you're talking about what she liked, what do you like to get for Valentine's Day?
I'm a little bit of a basic bitch sometimes. I do. I like flowers. I like chocolate. I love when you get me clothes. I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
like
I didn't get into this.
You didn't, but that's okay. You've got me clothes like I think every single Valentine's before then. He gets me the cutest little like cut off like sweatshirts and everything, and they're amazing. Trying to think what else. I don't know. Just like really. Just something that shows you were like, this made me think of you. I think that's cute. He got me this little hot sauce set that said you make my heart skip a beat. I fucking love it. It's amazing.
It's because she's cute. She works in medical.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's a joke.
It is. It's cute.
But yeah, what about teddy bears? What do you think about getting people's teddy bears or stuffed animals or whatever?
It depends. I like bears sometimes. I go back and forth on it because I used to love like stuffed animals, but I feel like they can just take up room. Sometimes. Yes. Like I really do, but like I have that elephant in our room that I don't know. You won me maybe at the fair. I don't know. So, but I think they can just be.
I got you a Valentine's Day one.
Elephant. You do, yeah. We have that one too. I have 2 elephants.
Like after like the first or second year, it just starts getting kind of redundant to keep buying bears because they just lay around the house and they don't want to throw them away because it's a symbol of your love. And I'm just like,
that
dude,
would be me exactly.
Right? It's a symbol of your love. Throw that shit away.
You can get me the one that says "shit, bitch, you was fine."
I feel like if it's not
I'll
like
take that one.
True. I feel like if it's not like Build-A-Bear Workshop or something that actually you had to design yourself or something, like then stop, bro.
Yeah,
like,
it's too much.
I don't know how they keep making this. Well, I guess for new relationships, like that's why I said like our first or second one, I bought you bears, and I was just like, okay, that's enough. Yeah, that's enough for getting those.
Yeah, those little flower bears they have now are kind of cool though too, because it'd be like a little flower bear, and then they die, and your love's probably dead by then too.
Oh damn, that got dark real fast.
It did.
Lock your relationships down. Don't buy a fake flower bear so your love can be eternal.
Oh, there you go. That was deep.
Yeah. Me, I like getting things that aren't traditionally for Valentine's Day. Yeah, I like random gifts. Like I'll fuck with some chocolate sometimes, but I'm not the biggest on sweets all the time. But sometimes I do get a sweet tooth. It's just come in and out like every other month. I'll just have like a crazy sweet tooth. But I just be liking random shit. Like she got me fucking pop holders, and I love that shit. I'm gonna put that up as soon as I can. Like random stuff for me, and you gotta know who you're dating. Like that's the main thing I'd say. It's to like know who you're dating is if they'll like this or not.
Yeah.
If you dating some dude off the street that be selling grams of coke, then I don't think he'll like a teddy bear. I don't think he'll like it. So I suggest buying him a scale, buying him something that could really go towards his job. I don't know, some binoculars to see when the cops come in. I don't know. Some stuff he need on the trap house on the street or something. I don't know, but that's the things I like for Valentine's Day. Anything else you want to add? I think that's gonna be the end of the episode. If y'all made it this far, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, all that. If you are new here, make sure you are subscribed because we'll be making new videos. I don't know how often Gina will be here if she wants to keep coming back. I don't know. I thought this was fun.
It was.
You think it was?
It was fun.
Yeah. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, make sure you rate it 5 stars. And let me know in the comments down below, how do y'all spend y'all's Valentine's Day? What do y'all like to do? And how do y'all like to celebrate it? So that's going to be it for today's episode of Hold That Thought Podcast. I hope y'all learned something. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.
Yes, sir. Did you like that video? Me too, because I made it. I know it's good. If you did like that video, make sure you hit the like button. If you're new here, subscribe. Make sure you have that bell turned on for notifications for when I make a new video. Also, you can catch me on any of the socials down below. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all those. I'm on there. That's it. See you guys later.